Thank you, everyone, and I just want to thank everyone here for just being present tonight, because it takes a lot of courage to stand back up after what we went through and what we've gone through after years of abuse as conservatives, as patriots in this country, and to not roll over, to not back down, and to be even more vocal and energized. So I want to give you guys a round of applause and promote you, because you're doing exactly what we all need to be doing. As she said, my name is Jonah Schultz, and I'm running to primary Anthony Gonzalez after his unconstitutional and shameful vote to impeach President Donald Trump with no evidence, no due process, just 7 days before the end of his term. And we all understand here, this vote had nothing to do with President Trump. This was 100% about you and I. Sending a message to you and I that the left and the establishment in Washington, if we stand in their way, if we stand up to them, they will work to destroy our career, our family, our reputation, and the only thing standing in the way was President Trump. And they realized that, and that was a warning message to each and every one of us. And for Anthony Gonzalez to stand with them, with the corrupt political establishment as they did that, was unforgivable. But this vote was just the tip of the iceberg. When you have an individual that cheered on these unconstitutional and cruel lockdowns that have put countless Ohioans into poverty, into despair, into addiction, destroyed millions of jobs and businesses, and then to turn around and say, Governor Mike DeWine, quote, struck all the right moves. Now, I don't know if he asked the owners of Planted Flag or the owners of Fast Eddie's or any one of the individuals in this room, like myself, who have seen family members lose jobs, who have seen them struggle to put their kids through school. I don't know if he asked them if these were all the right moves, but I can probably promise you he did not. And then to have, again, the audacity, after saying all this, after cheering on these lockdowns that have destroyed our economy, our schooling, and vast swaths of our culture, to then turn around and vote to send hundreds of billions of dollars overseas while we're struggling here at home just because of these lockdowns that he had cheered on. And I don't know if you saw the article the other day that Anthony Gonzalez was at a fundraiser hosted by John Boehner, and he said that, and he came out and he said, I really hope that the right side of the Republican Party falls away and gives way to a more center portion of the Republican Party. The center portion that gave us what? Mike DeWine, John Kasich, Mitt Romney, Liz Cheney, the same Republicans that have sold out our interests for decades, that have lost time and time again to the left. And here, I have in my pocket here, just in 3 months of Joe Biden, 3 months. 3 months we have seen a mandate that schools must allow men to compete in women's sports and use women's facilities. We have banned drilling and fracking on federal land. We shut down the Keystone Pipeline. Oil and gas is up over 70%. The Capitol Hill still has fencing and a military presence and barbed wire around it. H.R. 1 passed the House and is going to threaten to permanently destroy our electoral process and security. The House is passing gun control legislation that is a stepping stone to registries and to ultimately confiscation. We're encouraging more unconstitutional lockdowns and mandates over a year after 15 days to slow the spread. And on top of that, we're making plans for vaccine passports, mileage tax, $3 trillion in new taxes, and we're seeing an unprecedented surge at the border. This is just a snapshot of what's happened in 3 months, and this isn't even taking into account what's gone on within our culture. This is what the left is. They are going to try to destroy every single societal structure and make it impossible for anybody, any conservative especially, but any individual who stands up to them. They're trying to make it impossible for you to participate in society. And that is the ultimate goal. Obedience, compliance to authority is the ultimate goal here. And we have to recognize that, and we can't be scared to stand up and say it any longer. And everybody in this room has known this for a long time. And so, but here's the truth. Nobody is coming to rescue us. We are the final stand of free Americans. We are the final representation of the values that have created the most free, prosperous, and just nation that this world has ever seen. And the responsibility is 100% on our shoulders. There's nobody coming to rescue us. We have all the responsibility. We have to have more energy. We have to be more involved. We have to be better educators. Our mission has to live through us, and we have to be living examples of that every day. And we have this chaos swirling around us. We have this darkness that has seemed to envelop our country. But when we look back, when we talk to our children and our grandchildren and great-grandchildren, they look back on us as the free people who stood and withstood the storm and sent this country into a new era of freedom and prosperity. It's going to be quite an amazing story that we're going to have to share of what we overcame. And so I'm going to be back here on April 14th to share more of my vision, my message, my policies, my background. And I hope that you'll join me because I'd like to answer your questions directly, talk to you. I'm going to have literature here out front and talk to people individually afterwards. And I want to encourage you to go to schultzforcongress.com. That's SCHULZ, schultzforcongress.com. You can learn more that way. Also, Schultz for Congress on Facebook, Jonah Schultz OH on Twitter. But I want to leave you with this encouragement of this moment that we're living through. God could have put any individuals in our place, in this time, in this place, in this moment. But he didn't just put anybody here, he put us here. He put us to fulfill this mission that is now before us. And that's a hefty responsibility, but we should feel so proud and so loved and so grateful that we are the ones that have the ability to take on this mission and to save America. This isn't hyperbole anymore. This isn't an exaggeration. We are the people that are going to save America. And so I want to encourage you to keep doing what you're doing. God bless all of you. God bless this beautiful United States of America. And thank you so much.
I think you guys got a taste of what I said when my husband and I really want to endorse somebody like Jonah Schultz, correct? Isn't he awesome?